皆さん、こんにちは。今回の動画は大谷翔平選手、野球史上で最も驚いた偉業についてと、ニュースにもなっていたサラリーキャップ、年俸総額の上限について、3人の男性が詳しくにぎやかに解説していましたので、そちらの翻訳をお届けいたします。それではご覧ください。
Wow, this is the first time ever a three-man showdown. This is what you call a Donnybrook, right? We got Dog out here. We figured we'd spread it out. See the world-class footwork from the dog. He's able to move and shake and everything else.
Yeah, body language matters with him.
That's
absolutely.
Look at this. Yeah. I like his 0 to 60 because right now he's just calm, but it won't stay that way. All right, first thing. I've maintained this all year, and I hate to be a killjoy. I'm a worse killjoy than even both of you. I'm looking at the way Shohei Ohtani is. I'd love that he could pitch and he can hit. If I'm actually the Dodgers, I have him play right field and just hit. He's clearly better as just a hitter. In fact, he could be the best hitter in all of baseball. If he's pitching, you're hoping for what? He's averaging 70 innings a season in his 7 years in the United States. Bob, I say Shohei, let him play right field, let him hit. Maybe in a division series he can come out of the bullpen, but otherwise, I'm turning him Babe Ruth style into a hitter.
Well, also, the chance of injury, if he's pitching and hitting as well, the chance of injury that takes him out completely is greater if you add the pitching to it. But he himself wants to pitch, so it may be a difficult sell. Maybe it's, okay, one more year, Shohei, let's see how that works.
Right.
And if there's a diminution, which means a decline. If there's a decline, sometimes I say to myself, why did you choose that word?
We ask that all the time. All right.
Anyway. At this point in my life, it's time for reflection. You know? All right, so,
sure, go ahead, reflect.
Anyway, if in fact there's a decline in his performance, and he's not at a Cy Young level either as a pitcher, it might be an easier sell.
Boy, these two guys are good on TV, aren't they? Oh, my goodness, to both of them. Bob's 100% right. He wants to pitch, so Mr. Kenny, as is his norm, brings up some comment that's never, a hypothetical that's never going to happen. But number two is that the Dodgers haven't won pandemic, let's throw that aside for a second, a championship since '88. He will have much more of an impact down the road in a big series on the mound than he will at the plate. And they have been hurt by pitching. Last year, they got killed with the starting pitching against Arizona. 2 years ago against the Padres, scored a lot of runs. They need a big starter. Bueller coming back off injury, who knows? You know, we got to see Glasnow. And down the road, him on the mound 4 or 5 times through a postseason run, if healthy, is going to have a huge and incredible impact. So I think they got to let him pitch.
Isn't there a disruption, though, in trying to get him through that rotation, in that he pitches once a week? Everyone seems to, it's almost like having DeGrom on your staff, except you don't have to deal with it that way. The guy can slug 600 and play right field. Everything wraps around him, and you've got to have like a 6-man rotation. I know it sounds crazy, and it sounds like I'm down on him. I'm not. It's disruptive.
If everybody's healthy, which in the modern game you talk about pitching, that's an enormous if, because pitchers are dropping like flies. But if everybody's healthy, the Dodgers have tremendous starting pitching depth.
Correct.
And you can spot Ohtani at least next year. Yeah. Let's not look too far down the road, but at least next year, you can spot Ohtani. You can say, hey, all we want you to do is pitch 70 innings, but be good in October.
There you go.
That's a plausible
path.
With
that. Okay, next thing. I wanted to tap into the historical knowledge of you guys. I love having you guys on, how closely you study it, and there's amazing recall in there. Start, Dog, with you. I wanted to know from both of you, and I didn't get it ahead of time, what's the most remarkable feat in baseball history? Pick one.
I'm going to pick Maris, the 61. Yes, I know Judge, but the whole world was rooting for Judge. As Bob well knows, going to Yankee Stadium as a little kid, the whole world wasn't rooting for Maris, with Mantle behind him and, of course, Ruth, the specter of him, obviously had the 60 homers. Maris, the reluctant star, a guy who wasn't, a lot of folks thought, on the ilk of Ruth and Mantle, and he's going out there and he's trying to break a legendary home run record, a Yankee. We've seen movies about it. Obviously, the great Billy Crystal with that wonderful film, and, you know, his hair falling out, the press giving him a hard time, and the fact, and then the amount of games he did it in, because he didn't do it in the 154, and the fact that he did it in the last day of the season, I love that one. I'm going to go Maris.
I think that's good, too. To try to put yourself in the context of the time where that record had been held since 1927, and it was the biggest record in sports. Baseball in sports. 60 was seen as something superhuman. Maris did it pre-steroids. It was amazing. You're right.
Just as more than a decade later, 714 resonated when Henry Aaron hit 7.
In all of sports, the biggest thing that we always talked about. All right, biggest achievement or remarkable achievement.
You know, I'm not saying this is the greatest achievement, but I look for something quirky. Most fans know that 25 years ago, Fernando Tatis Sr. hit 2 grand slams, not only in the same game, but in the same inning at Dodger Stadium off Chan-Ho Park. Davey Johnson left Chan-Ho Park in. The Cardinals had an 11-run third inning.
That was the old days.
The chance of this happening, the mathematical chance is multiple millions to one of it ever happening again. But I will give you 2 things that, unless they change the rules, will never, absolutely
You've got multiple
happen.
favorite
Yes,
seats?
yes, I do.
This guy's unbelievable.
1971.
Oh, yes.
Phillies' Rick Wise throws a no-hitter at Cincinnati against the Reds and hits 2 home runs in the same game in a 4-0 win. Narrowly missed a perfect game. Walked Davey Concepcion, only base runner. And the Phillies win it 4-0. There's the line drive out, Rick Wise.
So
he pitched a no-hitter. Pitched a no-hitter, near perfect game, hit 2 home runs in the same game.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Now, if you want to talk grand slams, 1966, Tony Cloninger.
He's got a third.
Yes, I do.
We gave him 1, dog.
Yes,
we gave him 1.
I'm going to be like,
Go ahead,
yes, I do. Okay, so.
Oh, my God.
So Tony Cloninger, all right, is the winner in a 17-3 win for the Braves at Candlestick over the Giants, and he hits not just 2 home runs, 2 grand slams. In the same game, and 9 RBI.
He said, come up with your favorite feat in MLB history. He had 3 favorite
I'm
feats.
only here now and then.
That's good. Let's go. All right, I'm going to go with this. In the wild card era, we kind of just thought this was the way baseball would go. We've seen it's not, though. Even in the era of super teams, it's very difficult to win a title or win back-to-back. No one besides the Yankees have won back-to-back World Series titles in the wild card era, multiple rounds of playoffs. The Bernie Williams Yankees, from 96 to 2000, went 12-1 in playoff series, 46-15, won 3 out of 4. Very closely won. It came within an inning of winning 4 out of 5. And we've never seen anybody even come close. There was a certain magic alchemy of that team that was a winner. You go from one October, Bob, to the next October, and you don't carry over luck or karma or momentum or anything like that. They went 12-1 to win 3 out of 4.
Yeah, they did. And in the World Series, if you pick it up from the point at which they bounced back from 0-2 against the Braves in 96, they went 12-1 in the World Series.
Wow.
Because they won those 4 in a row. Yep. Then they swept the Padres in 98.
And the Braves.
And they beat, and they swept the Braves in 99. And then actually, I take it back, it's 16-1 because then they beat the Mets in 5 games in 20.
Wow.
2000.
And I know the Yankees 49, the old DiMaggio to Mantle Yankees and Berra Yankees 49, they won 5 straight.
Yes.
Back then you had 1 round of playoffs. When you have we see now you're rolling the dice. But the Yankees back then, the Bernie Williams Yankees, notice how I don't.
But think about that.
They didn't roll the dice. They won year after year.
A 16-1 run in the World Series.
Yeah. Next we have next thing here for the showdown here. Should there be a salary cap in baseball? Now, this is something that's kind of de facto cap again with the luxury tax threshold. Dogs, should there be a cap?
Oh, you want me to play my little mad about thing? I can do it right now.
Are you mad about something?
They should have a cap. No, listen, Donald Fear, Gene Orza, Marvin Miller, Tony Clark, turn the television sets off. Okay, I understand that. But you need a salary cap in baseball. We've gone through this 1,000 times. Look at the NFL. They're printing money. Everybody's got a chance as a salary cap. I understand there's reasons, central money coming from the TV networks. I understand that. The NBA, they just signed these billion-dollar contracts with maybe Bob's ex-network, NBC, with obviously with ESPN. They got a salary cap. Milwaukee can win an NBA championship. Indiana's in the semifinals. They can win an NBA championship. Look at the NFL. Green Bay, Kansas City, for crying out loud. It's about the quarterback, but they can win. In baseball, right now, you know who 5 of the teams are that's going to be in the postseason. The NFL, there's 6 new teams making the playoffs every year. You only are as good as your weakest link. And everybody should have the same amount of revenue to spend on players. And in the other sports, hockey too, they have salary caps. It's great for the players, understand that? It's great for the folks that are making $600-700 million. But if you tell me the salary cap is bad in the NBA, when's the last time the Knicks won a championship? How about the Lakers? Big markets. They don't win necessarily. How about the football giants? How about the Cowboys? The Dallas Cowboys haven't won.
How about the post-Jordan Bulls?
There's another one. Because everybody's got a chance. In baseball, the Pirates. I know these teams have had their moments.
Pirates are getting better,
the idea. They're getting better. Kansas City getting better. They won a championship. But you get the idea. Tampa, Miami, Oakland. You got the idea.
Get back to talk.
You want everybody with an opportunity on a year-in basis, not to look at the payroll in March to see who's got the best chances to win. Dodgers have the highest payroll, they're always in the playoffs. Yankees have the highest payroll, they're always in the playoffs. Phillies now highest payroll, they're always in the playoffs. Always. It's not always about how you handle it management-wise. It's about the aspect of finances that you have to spend on players. That's a big component in baseball, and that should change. That's my mad about.
Should there be a minimum? Should there be a floor?
Yes, there should be a floor.
There has to be a floor.
Those $60 million teams either.
Yeah, there you go.
Right.
There you go. I wanted once, after watching you with your other friends over on ESPN, I wanted to be one of those background players just walking back here and going,
Right.
oh, my goodness.
Right. Like-
Oh, my goodness.
I didn't scream as much as I do. I wanted to be a
He's
little
calm
warmer
here. That's
Molly, Molly's always doing that. Oh,
she
my
can.
God, what's going on over here?
We are the show for the thinking fan. Good stuff. When we come back, we put you guys to the test again.
Do you
I want
agree,
you-
by the way?
いかがでしたか？3人の野球への熱量がとても伝わり、会話もとても面白かったですね。このチャンネルは日本人メジャー選手に対する海外のインタビューなどの翻訳動画をご紹介いたします。ぜひチャンネル登録、高評価よろしくお願いいたします。